Hi there, this is John Wilkinson again from History Made Easier, with a presentation on how the Nazi Party portrayed itself as powerful, disciplined, organised, and in its own terms, successful. Something that was as important to the party in power as it was as it reached out for power. The party was ever present. There were the posters and the portraits of Hitler. The Nazis portrayed their successes in the newspapers and on the radio, in the cinema too. The Heil Hitler with the Nazi salute was a constant reminder and a constant watchdog. And there was the flag, more than anything the flag, seen everywhere. Even architecture was used to demonstrate German power to outsiders and the power of the state to Germans. The Nazis, in trying to develop a new German culture, also introduced a new calendar of festivals and days to celebrate. A new calendar of holidays was produced, days in which people were expected to attend parades and listen to speeches. These included the Day of Seizing Power on January the 30th, with its torchlit parades, Hitler's birthday on April the 20th, or Hitler's mother's birthday on August the 12th, when the Mother's Cross was given to German women with 5 or more children. Nazi culture became German culture. Since the party had been formed, the Nazis had used marches, particularly torchlit nighttime marches, which were so powerful, in cities and towns, even quite small towns, across Germany, to show a sense of order, discipline and power. They used rallies too. The Nuremberg rallies, the annual rally of the Nazi Party, had been held since 1923 to highlight the power of the Nazi movement. And this is important. The Nazis were not merely another political party, they were a movement. But the rallies took on a whole new scale of grandeur once the Nazis were in power. By this time, they were used to give a sense of belonging to a mass movement and to show the power of that movement, as well as the cult of Hitler. Later, they were used to show the power of the German state too, and they were very impressive. The parade ground at Nuremberg was adapted to house 500,000 people. There were the massed ranks, again torchlit parades, choirs, bands, fireworks and air shows, and of course the centrepiece, a speech from Hitler. Richard Overy describes how Albert Speer made the 1937 rally a powerful spectacle. This is what he writes. He took 130 anti-aircraft searchlights and placed them at 40-metre intervals around the Zeppelin Field Stadium. The result was a cathedral of light, stretching more than 6,000 metres into the air. Deliberately staged at night, the effect of the massed ranks in the stadium, the thousands of banners and flags, the trumpeters, the high podium with the single figure of the Führer picked out by light, represented a spectacle of extraordinary theatrical power. At the 1936 Olympics, which were staged in Berlin, the Nazis set out to show 3 things: how modern and efficient the Nazi regime was, how the master race of Aryans could excel at sport, and how civilized and happy and content the German people were. The centrepiece of any Olympics is the athletic stadium, and the Nazis spared no expense. A new stadium was built on a colossal scale that seated 100,000 people. Particular praise was given to the Germans for the unprecedented radio facilities provided for the reporters. TV cameras were also used for the first time, though the result was disappointing. And like the Nuremberg rallies, the whole thing was filmed by Leni Riefenstahl, a genius of cinema photography. The opening ceremony was designed to impress, and it was impressive, and Germans were clearly proud of their nation for being able to stage such a spectacle. There were critics who saw it as nothing more than a propaganda exercise, much as critics argue the Olympics has become today. There were also concerns at the overt militarism on display, seen in the number of soldiers lining the route to the stadium and the endless saluting. The adulation heaped on Hitler also shocked visitors. The whole experience left many feeling decidedly uneasy. And though Germany won most medals, by far the undoubted star of the Games was the African-American athlete Jesse Owens, who won 4 gold medals, and in the process broke Olympic records 11 times. Hitler refused to present his medals or to shake hands with the man. So although it was a success for the Nazis, it wasn't in fact a total success. So, a quick sketch of how the Nazis portrayed themselves: powerful, disciplined, organised, and successful. I hope you're more successful in your exams, but for now I will simply thank you for listening and remind you to check out my website History Made Easier. It's there to help you too. Cheers.